Hi and welcome back to another episode of Lita's Designs and Fresh Folds. Today I want to show you how to make the peony, not quite sure how to say this word, it's such a weird word. But anyway, I'm going to show you today how to do that as promised. Here's my finished card, it comes up beautiful. Let's get started. Now you'll need your Blossom Petals Punch. We're going to use the largest petal from this and the second smallest petal to make this flower. So you'll need to punch 20 of the largest petals and 10 of this second smallest petal. I'm not going to show you every single step here, but I will explain it. One thing I do want to explain first is these embossing tools that I use. Now my original one was this blue one. They are actually for Sugarcraft in cake decorating. And I've had this one for ages, and it's a bit messy, but I've had it for ages, and it worked well, but I found it at the neck here, it would flex, and I didn't like that feeling. I always felt like I was going to break it. But I've since got onto this one. It's a stainless steel one, and it's got quite a bit of weight in it, and I love it. I love it. It's the mother of all embossing tools, and you can actually buy a whole set of these. I think there's about 4 or 5 in the set, and this is the extra large one. And this is the one that if you love to do these sort of flowers or any sort of paper craft flowers that have a bigger petal, this is the tool to get. You'll love it. The weight of it makes it so much easier to emboss. So, you know, this still might have its place, but this one, yeah, you got to get one. I think I paid about $15 for mine on eBay. There are different sites that you can order them from, but okay, so let's get started. So I'll just show you how I'm embossing and inking my petals, and I'm just going to do that with 2 because these are the 2 main petals in your whole flower. So I'm just using the weight of that ball tool to do all the work for me. You don't have to press that hard, but what I am doing is rolling that round quite a bit to cup it up nice for you. And this is going to put some natural crease lines in your card, and that's good. That's how I want this petal to look. Okay, and then flip that around, use the smaller end for the smaller petal. They're fantastic, and because they're stainless steel, they slide so easy over your card versus the plastic one. I had a lot of trouble actually making it slide really nice. Okay, so do that, and then you can see that you've got nice little crease lines on your petal. Then go ahead and do your inking, and you'll get these really pretty little lines that pick up the ink really nicely. Alright, do the same to the smaller petal too, and that's basically what you're going to do to all of your petals, the whole 20 large ones and the whole 10 smaller ones. Okay, now what I've done to each of these, I've put them in sets of 5, and I'm using a 1-inch circle on the first 4 sets of 5, okay, to glue onto the back, just to put them all together. And what I've done, you can see here, I've pulled these petals out a little bit, then put the next one in just a touch smaller, and the next one in just a touch smaller. So you can see the space between these flowers, and there's a little less space between that one, and these ones overlap. Now this 4th set of flowers, because they're all going to cup inside each other eventually, I wanted it to start to close up more. So I'll show you now what I've done with that. Now, do your 5 petals, each of these have got 5 petals, and stack them all back together. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, stack them all back together, and I'm going to cut off that point there. Okay, so cut that off. A bit hard to do it all together, but it's easier if you do it all together. Keep them together, and then I'm going to cut a slit about 1/2 inch up into the petal, so that each of these petals are cut like that. Alright, so undo them, and then I'm going to glue each of them closed again. So I'm going to put a little spot of glue on 1/2, like that, and then cross that over, like that, and hold that closed, and it's going to cup that up even more for me. And that's what's going to give this centerpiece a really nice closed in look. okay, when you put it all together. So go ahead and do that to each of those 5 petals. A little bit of glue on one side. You've seen me do this on other flowers, and close it up like that and just hold it for a second and let the glue dry. Okay, so we're assembling this 4th round of petals, and I'm putting some glue on a 1-inch circle, and we're going to sit these petals up like that. Okay, so see how they're sitting up after we've recreated the petal shape, and just glue each one on as you go around, just overlapping like that. Just hold your finger down so that they stick, because the last one's a little bit tricky. You might need to put glue on the back of the petal for the last one, and then just slip that in under there. Okay, and that's how we're going to make that 4th round, which starts to close your flower in. Okay, now centre 2 rounds in this flower, done with the second smallest petal. All I've done is used a 3/4 inch circle, and I've shaped them and glued them here, and you can see I've done the same thing as the bigger petals. I've left a little space between one round and the second round. I've put them in closer together. Okay, so what you want to do is just once they're glued on and that glue's dry, just give that an emboss in the centre, and that'll start to cut that layer up, and that's ready then to go. But this second one, I want you to flip it over. I'm going to ink both sides of this one, and then what I want to do is start to cut this one up too. This is going to be my centre, and I'm going to close it right up. Now I'm pressing quite hard on here. Now another tip is too, this foam mat that I have, it's actually a piece cut out of a camping roll. I couldn't find a pad that was, most of them come in this thickness, but I wanted something really thick and spongy to push these flowers down into. So just look, grab an old camping roll and cut a square out of that. That's all I've done. Alright, so I want to press really firm on here. I want to cut this last petal up, because this last round needs to close right up, and you can see how the more you cut that, the more you can start to close that right up. So, and then you just use your fingers like that to make that really closed up in the centre. Then what you need to do is just put little spots of glue under each of those overlapping sections, and as you bring this around, just hold that in place, and that's going to close your centre flower up. So it stands up like that. So you're essentially going from something that's wide open to something that's really tight. So let's put all this together. Alright, so we're going to put some glue on the bottom of the second round, and we're just going to offset the petals then. The third round, exactly the same. You're going to offset the petals to that round that I've just put in. Do the 4th layer. This is our tighter one in the centre. Now this 4th one, you can just bend those back just slightly up to the last 2 rounds. So we'll glue this one in. Okay, and then our centre one that's all closed up, we just pop that down in the centre like that. Just adjust your petals. Now if you want to make a fuller petal look in your flower, all I did was take some extra petals and cut a little curve like this, okay, and I put some glue along here, and then I've just popped them inside there like that, just randomly, and it gave it a touch fuller look. You could just put a few more around here. Okay, so that's what I did on this one. So enjoy, make lots of your own in lots of different colours, and I'll catch you later. Bye.